You've just been enjoying the time where you don't have to hear these fireworks all day and enjoying the time you have to go to the pool, go to the beach, chill, bathe in the sun, go into the water and swim like you're the Little Mermaid. But then you remember that back to school is coming soon. You're going back to school soon. You realize that I have no supplies and I don't even know what supplies I should get. Now you're here with me. Hello, my name is Kylee Ariel. Welcome to Show and Tell, and today we're going to be talking about everything you need for back to school season. On a Las Vegas trip tonight. Telling you, these are the things that you're going to need, and when you're into that school year, you're just going to be like, ooh, I'm finna be studying all year. I'm about to be an academic weapon. You need pencils. There are lots of people who go to class without pencils, and it's absolutely insane to me. I don't understand how you can't come to class with a pencil. But if you don't got no pencils, trust me, somebody in the office got pencils. At the beginning of the school year, you're going to get yourself some pencils. Some pens. Now, the pens is for the people who really want to take cute notes. If you want to take cute notes, practice on your organization of your notes. You'll be like, this year is different. My notes are not going to look raggedy and just like I just randomly wrote them because I'm tired. You're going to have the cutest notes in the entire class. Make sure you get you some high quality pens. Now, the pens I do recommend is paper matte pens. The Ticonderoga wooden pencils, those are my absolute favorite pencils. Those beat out any type of lead pencils. Also, paper matte lead pencils also work. Notebooks. Depending on your teacher, you need to make sure when you go to that orientation and you're talking to your teachers, ask them what type of notebook they want you to use, because some teachers specifically want composition notebooks, and while other teachers specifically want spiral notebooks. So you got to know what type of notebook you're going to get. If you walk in and you have a composition notebook where a class you're supposed to have a subject notebook and you're pasting stuff in there and it's not fitting on the page, or your notes are just like 2 or 3 pages long, you should have gotten a subject notebook. Sticky notes. Now, the only reason I recommend sticky notes is mainly because if you're in English class and you have to annotate and stuff, I will pull out a sticky note and write everything down on a sticky note. I don't use sticky notes as much, but I feel like a lot of people do, especially for note taking. I've seen it on TikTok. I've been on Study Talk. I see that the girls be writing everything on the notes. They be drawing little pictures on the notes. I'm just like, okay, I only got an hour and 30 minutes in this class. How are you doing that? How are you doing that? And I have an assignment after. Why do you have time to draw? Highlighters. Highlighters are an essential. If you go back to school shopping and you're just getting the essentials, highlighters is one of them, especially in the beginning of school year, especially if you have an English class. Get a highlighter so when you look back, you can see all the stuff that you need to know, vocabulary words. You know, a highlighter never hurt nobody. If you get a binder, so a binder is also something you can get, but I would say only get a binder if you know you're going to need a binder, because a binder can hold all of your classes, so there's not really a need for the notebooks. You can get one thing of binder paper and then just put all your notebooks inside the binder, but that's kind of like a lot. I'm not a binder girl myself. You know, I've tried with the binders and the binders keep on breaking, and the binders, I never have my dividers. And speaking of dividers, if you get a binder, make sure you get the binder dividers, and make sure when you get it, you have the little slips of paper and you label each class that this section of the binder is dedicated to. If so, if you don't have those little binder dividers, your binder is going to be a hot freaking mess. Make sure you organize your binder. Folders are very important because you're going to, even though most stuff is online and most of the assignments we have to do are online, you're going to have a couple of things that you need on paper. But when I tell you, folders have been my saving grace. My saving grace. Make sure you organize one side for, oh, this is just old school work that I done this year. Oh, these are very important papers. Make sure you organize the folder. Have the slips of paper in the middle of the folder in case it's any emergency. If you need to write something down that you need to know, keep it inside that folder. Keep all important things like schedule, or I forgot what it's called. It's the paper you get at orientation. The teacher gives you on the first day. Those papers, keep those in there. Make sure you keep it in there. Make sure you have everything that you're going to do for the school year inside of your folder, okay? Now, if you're really trying to elevate your game, I recommend you go get some colored gel pens. Last school year, that was the most aesthetics I ever had my notes, because I took care of my gel pens, made sure all my gel pens were inside of its container at all times, and you're just gonna have neat notes. If you're trying to elevate your note game, you definitely need some colored pens, gel pens. Make sure you have all of them, whether that be 7mm or 09. Make sure you have the pens that are going to write out neatly when you draw with it. Don't get no cheap pens, because if you get the cheap pens, trust me, it's going to run out of ink or it's going to break. Make sure you do an investment into these gel pens, okay? Make sure they're nice, okay? Scissors. You're not thinking, oh, I'm going to need scissors because you're in high school. You're like, I shouldn't be doing any of that. But you are going to do some of that, and that's what you need to acknowledge. At some point, you're going to need scissors for one way or another. Whether there's a little thread on your t-shirt and you just need to cut it, or you need to cut out a piece of paper because y'all are doing a foldable. Sometimes you have stuff like that, especially if you have hands-on classes such as myself, like STEM. You're going to need a pair of scissors. Index cards. These are for all of my academic weapons. The people who know I'm going to pass this year with straight A's. If you want straight A's, get you some handwritten index cards so you can write it down on a piece of paper. Yes, Quizlet works, and it works very good for that short term. But if you're trying to keep this long term and you're trying to study at the end of the year, you need everything written down. If you're one of those people who can't remember stuff unless you write it down, get yourself an index card. You want a 4.0 when you get ready to go to college. If you know that you're just an automatic high achiever, you know that you're studying. This year is the year of studying. Get you some index cards. Those index cards will help you so much. And just keep them inside of a folder. Erasers. Now, this one is like you have erasers on the bottom of your pencils, but sometimes you make a really, really, really bad mistake. You're in math class. You don't wrote out this entire equation and the teacher tells you that it's wrong and you got to go back and redo it. You better get that big eraser and start erasing and starting from scratch. A calculator. Once again, math class, you're going to need a calculator. Now, if you're in high school, I recommend you get them big calculators, high school or middle school. Get one of those bigger calculators. It's going to be expensive, a little bit expensive, and I know the school has some, but if you want your own calculator and you just really want to boss up on school supplies this school year, get yourself a calculator. Obviously, you're going to need a book bag. Make sure you get a book bag that really speaks to you. Make sure you get a book bag that's sturdy. If you get a cute book bag, and because you're such an academic and weapon and all, you have books inside of there, you have your folders inside of there, you have all your school supplies, you have the gel pens that you just got, and the book bag falls apart. I got a Reebok book bag, and that book bag has been running good. Usually, I remember freshman year with the book bag that I had that year, book bag and the straps of the book bag once again broke because it wasn't one of those sturdy book bags that was meant for all of my school supplies. I keep everything inside my book bag because I don't have a locker. Yeah, but if you have a locker, yeah, and you got one of them cute little book bags, and you know you didn't pay a lot of money, you know you got it for a cheaper price because it's not of quality. Keep everything in your locker. Make sure you have all that in your locker, okay? You're gonna bring your food to school and you're just tired of the school food. Bring your own lunchbox. And when I tell you, you better run up on TEMU. Got my own lunchbox for and you know, it might not be able to hold a lot, but boy, a lunchbox for $1 and it's insulated and it's cute. It's aesthetic. Let me show you. This is my lunchbox that I got from TEMU. That's the inside. You know, you can fit a lot of stuff in here. It's gonna be filled corner to corner with food from some leftovers from last night's dinner or some food I made the night before. Trust me, this is the truth. And that's everything I think you need for school, as in essentials. Now, book bag essentials, that's a different story. Emergency kit essentials, that's a different story. But it's also a different video. So, if you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And go to my Back to the School series. Or check out any of my other series, such as Goldilocks, which is me doing my hair. or my actress diary series, where I show you what it's like to be an actress but also be a teenage girl. Yep,